All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. One of the things that we're going to do with this new video series is kind of kick off a new section of videos around gear and gear reviews. One of the things that I found over the last 15 to 20 years plus of being able to go out and go backpacking and camping and so forth is that a lot of the gear that I use for those type of outdoor ventures, of course, comes in very handy in an emergency and or survival type of situation. So I really wanted to start a series along just doing more gear reviews and discussions to kind of help you guys have an opportunity to see some of the things that are out there and to start looking at options and possibilities to give you guys some potential to see some of the things that might come in handy as you start looking at buying and or building things that will help you in an emergency preparedness, a self-reliance, or a backpacking camping type of scenario. And so we're excited about this series. I'd love to hear back and get information from you guys as far as what gear you're looking at, what information you would like to know about some of this gear so that we can provide that content to you to help you as you start making those decisions for you and your family as well. So thanks again. We're going to jump in and we'll talk through some of the next gear. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and pull out a bunch of this gear and just take a look at it, talk through the uses and the capabilities, and then we'll see where we go from there. So let's jump it all out and see what we got. As you can see, I went ahead and dumped all the contents of the box out, and we're going to walk through each one of these and discuss a little bit of why I bought these particular items and the uses and capabilities based on what I might use them for my plan. As we've talked about, what did I plan to use them for? How do I prepare by getting this gear? And how do I practice checking out to see if the gear is going to do what I want it to do? So let's jump in. All right, first and foremost, we're going to jump first right into one of our top C's, and that is candles, right? Candle options or lighting. So as you can see here, I've got a Gold Zero Lighthouse 400. This is a great, more of a family camp lantern or car camping, those kind of things. Or again, it's a great backup for a power outage because there's several things that I liked about this capability. So I've got an option, I can charge it through USB. If I've got an external solar device, I can charge it through that. But it also has a crank option on the top as well. So I can crank it, charge it up through the crank option. So there's possibilities for charging in multiple ways. That's one of the things I liked about it. The other things, again, if I charge it up, I've got a USB out, so I can use it to charge other devices. I can also, it's got several possibilities as far as signaling. Okay, so I can signal or use it as more of a warning device depending on what I want to do it. Several capabilities that I really liked about this lantern. So again, this is a great little lantern. We'll do a further review on it, give you a little more detail, see how it works out. But first option, again, fits in the candles as far as lighting options. And again, it's more of a family camping. I've got the Lighthouse Mini actually, which I love and has been great. I've had that for several years now. I use that primarily just for my backpacking outings because it's smaller, compact, capability, and versatile. Okay. All right, let's jump to the next one. Let's take a look at the pump sack. My pump sack here is one of the things I've been looking at for a little while. I have one of the blow-up sleeping pads. And again, as I'm getting older, I realize I'm hiking all day and those kind of things. I can get up in the mountains, try and blow up my air pump, and I get a little lightheaded. So it's not that I can't do it, but to me, been looking at this as an option to be able to blow up my air pad at the end of the day when I want to just crash and relax. So I want to see how this capability works. It's a nice little stuff sack as well. I can use it as a stuff sack. I could use it as a backpack liner if I really needed to or whatnot. But at the end of the day, I bought it primarily for the air pad pump sack. So I want to see how that works in blowing up my air pads for sleeping. Okay, so we'll give you a little more details on some of that one as well. All right, the next one. Let's take a look at these. So these are the MSR tent stakes, the darts as they call them. And these are the 9-inch version. I believe they come in a 6-inch version as well. I picked the little bit longer ones just depending on the use case and so forth. Now, for me, these are not going to be a backpacking option, those kind of things. I could take them. They're not bad. They're more of a plastic composite material with a metal tip. So they're decently lightweight, and we'll go into the details. I'll do a little more further review on them, but for the most part, I bought these for more of the car camping, family camping, those kind of things. Recently on one of the outings we went on, we did a family camp with another family and had to set up kind of more of a bathroom latrine area because there wasn't anything in the area. So we brought the capability just to be able to set up our own little latrine area with some tarps and so forth. And I noticed that when I get up there, I didn't think about the fact of what I might need to put that together. And so I ended up having to borrow or steal some of my stakes from my hammock. And so that kind of limited what I could do with the hammock. And so I figured I'd pick up some extra stakes with me so that I can use them specifically for that area. I can be able to use these to peg down some tarps and things like that in a family camp environment. Okay, so we'll check those out. Next one, let's take a look at this. Is our 1 to 2 person Soul Survival blanket. Okay, now again, Soul Survival, I've liked their materials, I like their capabilities. I've actually got one of the emergency bivvies in my bug out bag or my 72-hour kit, and I only have one though. So I wanted to pick this one up to be able to stick in probably my wife's bag or one of my bigger boys, older boys' bags, more for our family situation, so that if we were having to bug out together, we've got some other options with us. Now, I do have some of the little, the thinner Mylar blankets, the space age survival blankets, which can work in a pinch, but as many of you may have found out, depending on what type they are and all that kind of fun stuff, the Mylar tends to rip and tear and so forth a little easier. So material that they've designed here is more of a stretchy material, so if it punctures, it's not going to pull apart in a matter of seconds, and you can kind of repair it with some duct tape and some other options. So this is going to be one that will specifically go probably into my wife's, or like I said, one of my boys' bug out bags or our 72-hour kits. So we'll do some further review and discussion around some of these on some follow-up videos. This falls under the let me guess. Yep, cover. All right, so that's going to fall under our cover. Okay, it gives us options for shelter possibilities. Okay. All right, let's jump in. Let's take a look at this. So this is more just some of our medical kit updates. Okay, so you can see here we've got some first aid burn cream, some hydrocortisone cream. So again, these are more just to replace some of my creams, my medical kit stuff that may be either expiring or that I want to just add to some smaller kits for some of the kids' bug out bags and those kind of things. So these are great because, again, Adventure Medical is one of my favorites as far as go-to for survival and or medical kits because they have some great products. I really like their stuff, pretty comprehensive. There's some things I add to their first aid kit, but theirs is pretty comprehensive when it comes to a lot of their first aid stuff. So these are nice because it's just a replacement for some of their actual first aid kit stuff. Okay, pretty straightforward there. Next one, Instant Cold Compress. So again, another medical item. This is something I wanted to have or wanted to add into my larger survival or my larger comfort. Okay, as we talk about the 11th C that I refer to as comfort. So this will go into my larger first aid kit for more of a larger group or my family first aid kit. But I wanted to just pick one of these up. I think actually, yep. I picked 2 of them up because I wanted to be able to have one that I can stick in 2 different kits and then also maybe take one out, try it out, see how well it works before I get into a situation where I really need it and find out it's not going to do really what I want it to do. So I picked up 2 of these. Again, not too bad. These were fairly inexpensive, I think for $1 or a couple bucks. Not too bad just for trying them out. So again, medical. Okay, so that comes into our 11th C. Another medical thing. Okay, the SAM splint. So again, because I'm trying to beef up my larger medical kits, I was looking for things specifically that might fit into the larger medical kits for more family camps, or again, if I've got a bug out and I want to bring my larger first aid kit just in case there's emergencies and things I need to be able to do with capabilities. So picked up one of these splints just for capabilities and possibilities of use. Okay. Let's see, next, more medical, surprise. So again, same thing here. So I've picked up the Adventure Medical, I think it was the 1 to 4 person medical kit, but a lot of my actual pills and the different things like that have gone bad just because I haven't used them in that many years that I've had it. So I wanted to buy the pack just to be able to replace some of those actual medications that are in that bag. So nothing major. Again, these are some of your basic stuff. Always good to have as far as ibuprofens and things like that. Okay. All right, next. This one, let's see what we got. It's kind of interesting that they wrapped it in a separate bag. And that is just again because this is more of an oil, so just in case something punctured. So this is the Technu. So this is nice from a oils, so it helps remove poison ivy and poison oak oils, those kind of things. So these are great from an outdoor perspective. If somebody gets into something in the backcountry and you don't have an option to be able to get out quickly, can provide some possibilities to clean some of those areas out and help remove some of the itchiness and the issues till you can get into a situation where they can provide what you need. Okay, again, first aid, definitely going in my first aid. All right, and last but not least, we've got a rechargeable hand warmer. Okay, so for many of you, depending on how often you get a chance to get out, I have a lot of the little pocket hand warmers, right? The ones that you just mix up the chemical ones, which are great from a size capability. But I wanted to check one of these out. This is something I've seen come on the market recently as far as rechargeable hand warmers. So I wanted to pick one up, test it out, see how well it works, just to kind of understand, is it going to give me some possibilities for hand warmer? One of the things I struggle with a lot when I'm out there, especially in the colder time frames, is my feet get cold at night, right? So I've got it down on the bottom of my sleeping bag, and my toes, I end up waking up throughout the night just because my toes get a little chilly. So I'm looking for options as that as well. So I wanted to see if this might be a possibility. So I'll give you some more detail on this. We'll do further review specifically on this, but that's kind of one of the capabilities I want to understand and see if it's going to give me what I want. Okay, so that's kind of the package deal. Like I said, several different things that we'll walk through individually. Some of them, again, are for backpacking. Some of them are more for family camping, car camping, or just, again, from a backup emergency situation. If the power happens to go out, those kind of things. I know even recently in our area, we just had some little storms and the power kind of flickered on and off. Didn't go out for a long time frame, but again, it just caused me to think about, again, what are some of the capabilities that I have if the power goes out and I need to have just some backup options for things. If there's things you further want to see, please add them into the comments. Let me know, and we'll try and get those on as soon as we can. Thanks, guys. Again, get out there, have some fun, get your plan ready, prepare with the right gear, and then get out there and have some fun testing out, checking out the gear, see if it's going to do what you want it to do. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, this is just a quick unboxing and gear review, looking at some of the new gear that I picked up last year during kind of the pandemic situation, that I wanted to kind of fill some holes or look at some other options for some of that gear that would come in handy from an emergency, whether it be first aid and or survival scenario. And also, again, some opportunities to use them in my family camping, backpacking, and those kind of adventures as well. We'll do some further reviews on this gear and additional videos on other gear that we've used and continue to look at over the period of time. If you found value in this or other videos on the channel, please like, subscribe, and share it with others around you so that we can continue to build this community and add additional content and information that will help you and your family, as well as the larger community, prepare for those type of scenarios and look for opportunities to expand fun and adventures that we're having with our family, friends, and so forth.